Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where answer the tough questions like, is bigger better? And why was the pig confused? That second one's easy, because he had amnesia. I want to thank Masterbuilt for sponsoring this video and sending me my new Masterbuilt 1050 gravity-fed smoker, cooker, grill. It kind of does a little bit of everything. If you follow the channel, you might say, that looks really familiar. Well, I have the smaller version, the 600. This one has way more cooking surface and a few more tricks up its sleeve than the 600 did. Setup and assembly was actually really easy. It came more pre-assembled than the 600 did, so it didn't take me very long to put it together at all. Now, I am in what is called the burn-in phase. I've got this set at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's gonna be there for an hour. After that, I'm gonna kick it up to 400 and let it sit there for 30 minutes. We're gonna coat everything inside with a little bit of cooking oil, and then repeat that process at 350 degrees. That's gonna season your grill and get you ready to cook. It's also gonna burn off any manufacturing oils or chemicals or anything you don't want getting in your food. While that's going, let's prep our first cook. I always like to do ribs as a first cook. I feel like they are a solid test of a cooker. So let's grab some ribs. This is a 6.6 pound rack of pork spare ribs. I like spare ribs, they're very meaty, they're good. Now, this one's still slightly frozen, but that's okay, it'll defrost as this thing goes through its preheat. I'm not gonna do much trim to this. I always leave my membrane on, so all I'm gonna do is score the back. If you wanna take it off, go ahead, I never do. And we'll lob that guy off. That's gonna just burn. That's all I'm doing for prep. For these ribs, I'm gonna do a Mojo seasoned ribs, and we're gonna make a Mojo barbecue sauce. Something a little different. So for my binder, I'm gonna use a little bit of orange juice and some lime juice. This is kind of a marinade slash binder. Nothing crazy, just gonna get it a little wet. For my rub, I've got some Butcher's salt and pepper. It's just a salt and pepper mix. Some cumin. This is what's gonna give it that Mojo flair. You don't need to be too heavy, just a little bit. I mean, it's quite a bit, but why not? And this is some Mexican oregano. You can use regular oregano if you've got it, if you don't have Mexican. But I have some of this from when we grew it. I seasoned the bone side first because the top side, that's my presentation side. As you can see, I'm seasoning from up high. It makes a mess, but gives you better spice distribution. Same thing. We'll zip off this end. Those guys are gonna go hang out in the fridge while we finish off the preheat and season on this grill. We should be good, even though these are a little frozen. We got about 3 hours before this thing is completely ready to go. All right, I'll see you in a while. We're just finishing up the break-in, so let's make our Mojo barbecue sauce. To be totally honest, I don't think there is such a thing as a Mojo barbecue sauce. I just made it up. I'm going to take a pan, and I'm going to put it over medium-low heat. To that, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup of butter. This is gonna be more of a glaze than a actual barbecue sauce. At least that's my intention. With your butter melted, add in a tablespoon of minced garlic. Just cook that quickly. You don't want it to burn. Maybe 30 seconds, just let it get fragrant. Tablespoon of cumin, tablespoon of oregano, 1/4 cup of lime juice, 1 cup of orange juice, 2 tables of apple cider vinegar for some zing. And we're just gonna let this mix up and get happy. We're gonna bring that to a nice little simmer. They are on about something today, man. I don't know what's going on. Those are our local sandhill cranes. That's Fred and Ethel. And the star of the show, some orange spreadable fruit or marmalade. I don't know how much I'm gonna put in. We'll see. This is a 10-ounce jar. We'll go with maybe half of it to start. This is where I'm gonna get most of my sweetness from, other than that OJ. And with the amount of liquid that I have, I think I'm going for the whole darn jar. And we're just gonna let this all mix. Then I'm gonna simmer this until it reduces by probably 1/4 to 1/2. I want a nice thick consistency. Not sure how long that'll take. I'll let you know. My orange marmalade turned out to be not that sweet. I added about 4 tablespoons of white sugar and 2 hefty pinches of salt before it got it tasting like I want it. It's just simmering away on the stove now. We should be almost ready to put our ribs on. After 25 minutes, looking good. The smoker is all seasoned up and ready to go. I'm gonna start these off at 225 degrees Fahrenheit, and setting up the Masterbuilt is stupid easy. I've already got some charcoal in here. Not much, which is good. The way the Gravity series works is it's kind of like if an offset smoker and a pellet grill had a baby. You load all the charcoal in that side hopper and it burns from the bottom up. So as it burns, the regular charcoal on top of it just starts feeding itself down and it continually goes. It has a fan in there to control temps and regulate everything kind of like a pellet grill does. But the heat comes from the side and is cycled into the cook chamber, so you get really good airflow. I'm gonna throw a couple of chunks of Applewood on top of my charcoal before I load the rest. So as the charcoal burns, it's gonna ignite these and we're gonna get smoke throughout the cook. I'm gonna kind of layer it. Applewood, a little bit of charcoal, and then more Applewood. This is your charcoal hopper. Open up on the top. Chunk of Applewood. Some charcoal. Another chunk of Applewood. I loaded it about 3/4 of the way full. Lock that down. On the side here, you have another lock, and this is where you light things. We got some ash in there from before. We're gonna shake that. I'm just gonna grab this guy and get any of the loose ash out of there. For lighting it, I'm gonna use one of these little fire starters that Masterbuilt has, but you can use a wad of paper towel with oil on it, kind of those little tumbleweeds, whatever you got. I got these. All you do is pop it right there. And then I have this guy. Once that is lit, you want to take these two baffles out. These block the air flowing to the charcoal and it will starve it if you don't do that. Close and lock. We're going to turn it on. Temperature, 225 sounds good to me. Time, let's do 4 hours. This thing is awesome. It's got a little peg right here where you can hang those. Another trick that you can do with these to get smoke throughout or to add smoke as the charcoal is burning, because you can't really add it at the top because the charcoal's not burning up there, it's burning at the bottom. So you add your wood to the ash drawer. The burning ash hits it and ignites it, or you can start it a little bit with a torch like I'm gonna do so we can get some smoke right here at startup. So I'm gonna pop this guy right here in the ash drawer. And that should get me some smoke. Now you're gonna wanna wait for it to come up to temp. Mine is pretty much already at temp because I just finished doing that seasoning procedure and the grill was already pretty warm. So we're already at 225, so we can go ahead and throw our ribs on. Here are our ribs. They're looking pretty good. They've thawed out a little. They're still probably a little bit chilled, but we're gonna be fine. Let's get them on. And there is the Masterbuilt. We have so much room for activities. You have the bottom rack, the middle rack, the top rack. You have so many racks. I'm gonna put these guys right there. And because it comes with it, I'm gonna use a temperature probe. And I love this, watch this. You can insert the probe through this little spot, and now you can open and close the door without having to worry about it. And I'm just gonna put it here in this thick guy, try to get it in between some ribs, make sure I didn't poke through. Yep, we're gonna close this sucker down. Now this is a digital enabled grill, but unfortunately my Wi-Fi is not agreeing with me today, so I can't get a signal out here to the patio. I don't know what's going on. Usually I can, but it is not working. So I'll have to go over the digital features in a future video. Right now, we're gonna have to go old school. It's about an hour later and I decided I wanted to do a little bit of spritzing. So all I have is a mix of some orange juice, apple juice, and a little bit of water in here, and just spritzing it down. And then I'll throw in a little bit of extra wood here in the fire bin, and that's it. A couple of things that I noticed different about the 1050 from the 600 that I have is the built-in thermometer, this little drawer on the back side of the shelf. It's got some really nice hangers. They kind of screw in on the side and they're silver. I like that. And wheels on the other end. The 600 only has wheels on one end, so it's a pain. It's been 4 hours since I put the ribs in there. 2 hours at 225, 2 hours at 250. They should be just about ready to wrap. They're running at about 155-ish, so we're getting very close to that 165 temp for wrapping. Let's take a look at them. No effort. Every once in a while I spritz them. Every once in a while I throw wood into the charcoal area. That's it. They've got a nice mahogany looking color on them. We're nice and springy. At 150 down there, 180 because that's thick. All right, we are definitely good to go temp. Here's the real test. We got a little bit of flop. Okay. I'm gonna say these guys are probably gonna be floppier. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these. I'm gonna make like a little boat. And then I'm gonna take some of this Mojo glaze I made. I'm just gonna paint it on here a little bit. Once that's all done, all we do is wrap them up nice and tight and get them ready for the smoker. I'm gonna let those go for about an hour and then I'll check them. It's been an hour, it's getting a little dark. Let's take a look. I'm liking the look of that. Oh, those are butter. Those are gonna be awesome. We're gonna jack the temp up to 375 Fahrenheit, throw some glaze on them and let it set. My glaze is thickened up a little bit, so I'm just gonna thin it out with a little bit of orange juice. A really nice sticky layer on here. They look just amazing. I did wash off some of my bark on this one. That grill is already up to temp. We'll give that about 10 minutes. It's raining, I gotta pack up. If these taste half as good as they look, we are in for a treat. All right, this is the ugly rack that I washed away some of my rub on the top. We'll move that to the side. Thanks to the rain, these had about 20 minutes to cool, so we should be good to go. It's always easier to cut ribs from the back side. Ribs. Let's take one from the center. Oh, they look good. Nice pink smoke ring. Let's see how we did. That flavor is on point. These are not fall off the bone tender. These are kind of like in between clean bite and maybe a little underdone. I might have grabbed them too early, but they are not chewy though. I kind of like my ribs to have a little bit of a bite. So this is right in my territory. Dip it in some of this Mojo. Those flavors are fantastic. That is just great. You gotta give this a try. I just made these up and they came out amazing. The Masterbuilt did its job. Those things could not be any easier to use. They are literal push button, throw wood at them, and you get amazing smoke. I mean, that is a gigantic smoke ring, and I didn't have to do any real work. That's my kind of cooking. If you're interested in picking one up, link will be in the description. It is an affiliate link. Or if you're looking for the recipe, that's gonna be on dadgotthis.com. That's my website. Go check it out. If you're enjoying this content, please do the likey subscribe thing. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. Really want to support the channel? Consider becoming a member. Members get 24-hour early access to videos. They get all kinds of fun stuff, but subscribing is enough. For a small channel like mine, that really helps. So with all that out of the way, I guess there's only one question left to answer. What do you call a pig that does charity work? A philanthropig. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell terrible dad jokes. Make amazing ribs thanks to Masterbuilt. But one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye. This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on.